Good afternoon. How are you all? My name is Lindsay Stewart, and I teach science and enrichment at Fleming Neal Middle School in Letcher County. And I have partnered with KVEC multiple times throughout my teaching career. And one of my biggest inspirations through KVEC is Miss Katrina Sloan. I don't know if you all are familiar with her, but she actually last year at a science cadre that I was part of got me interested in coding. And she was getting all of my colleagues to sign up for what's called Hour of Code. I don't know if you all are familiar with that. And I knew at my school, I've been the lead science teacher for 5 years, we have never participated. And it was kind of embarrassing because I thought, shame on me for not, being more involved in this and getting my students exposed to 21st century skills. So last year we signed up to do Hour of Code on hourofcode.com. They have lots of free science software. We have the TI Inspire calculators that you can do coding with, but those were the only materials that we had. And as you all, I'm sure, are in the same boat our district is, there's not much funding when you get your at the beginning of the year money to spend to go buy robots and things such as this. So we applied for the grant, and we are going to, and when I say we, I mean myself and the other science teacher at my school, we are going to let the kids rotate and have experience with these 3 different coding activities. The first thing is by Wonder over here. It's called Dot and Dash. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with them, but the students are allowed to use software on iPads, and I think they also work on the Android devices. And Dot and Dash are fully programmable through coding. You can control their emotions, you can control their movements, they interact with one another. They can play xylophones, they can shoot basketballs. They're pretty awesome. And I actually had a colleague last year, he's retired, that had these robots. They were his personal robots. So he let me borrow them. I took them home, played with them, and they're actually very, very fun, very engaging for kids. My nephew came over and he played with them, and he's in 4th grade. So I thought, well, if he can figure this out, 6th graders can, and 7th graders and 8th graders, and they're going to be engaged in it. So that's the Dot and Dash. We are purchasing a set of those. We are purchasing also Cosmo here in the middle, and Cosmo is very tiny. I thought it was going to be a normal size robot, but it's about that big. And Cosmo comes with 3 cubes, and he can play memorization games with the cubes. He can recognize faces, so he can learn who you are, learn your name, all of these things. And like Dot and Dash, you can program their emotions, and he evolves. The more you use him, the more he can do. And then something that, believe it or not, my students are the most excited about getting are the Bloxels. And Bloxels, it comes with a grid, kind of reminds you of like a battleship game board, if you know what those look like. And it has these little pegs that goes into the Bloxel holes. And the students can create pictures and take an iPad and scan the picture and create their own video game based on the grid that they have created. And so all 3 of these things are going to involve coding. And at the first of the year, I teach in Letcher County, and we have a very high poverty rate. At the first of the year, I did a survey with all of my science classes and my enrichment class. How many students have internet at home? How many students have access to technology? How many students have even heard of coding, participated in coding? So that was kind of where we got our baseline data for this project. And at the end of the year, we are going to let the kids do another self-reflection, and hopefully they have a better understanding of coding and just 21st century skills in general. We have tried to put together a plan for our school as to teaching the importance of coding and the importance of robotics and how they can apply that to the workplace whenever they graduate, and just to hopefully get them into computer programming. And that's about all I've got. We still haven't got our items yet, but we've got a good plan in action for whenever they do come. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. The Bloxels are $30 a set, so they're pretty cheap. They're on Amazon. And they have all kinds of different ones. They have Star Wars, Lego, just different ones. So, yeah. All right. Any others? Okay. Thank you all.